5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Weekend confirmed.
Ignition. Liftoff.
Hey everyone, Jeff Mattas here with Weekend Confirmed Question of the Week. This one's comes from Ryan Archer 95. He says, with games offering multiple endings, do you feel cheated because you can't play it all and it's just a cheap way of offering replay? The multiple endings thing is sort of an interesting issue, and I don't know that you can necessarily make a blanket rule to apply to all sorts of video games. You've got games like the recent Deus Ex Human Revolution or Bastion, for example. Well, let's start with Deus Ex. Deus Ex sort of offers a whole bunch of choices within the game, like within the gameplay, within the levels, you can decide how to approach stuff. But when it comes down to the actual narrative, you're really only looking at a few different possible endings. And usually that traces back to a particular point in the game where you can save, play through to one ending, and go back and play another ending. I'm not particularly a huge fan of that type of treatment of multiple endings because it does sort of feel like shoehorned in. It's pretty cool on your first playthrough, but yeah, most people would feel compelled to go back and just replay the end section of the game to get that. And then you've also got like a game like Bastion, great indie, really awesome, presents you with a few binary choices towards the end that, while very cool, it's another situation where you can reload and make those different choices, and the game ostensibly plays out pretty similarly. It's got some different cinematics and stuff at the end. So that type of treatment I'm typically not a huge fan of. I think it works better in Bastion than Deus Ex. But then you've got games like Skyrim, and you've got games like The Binding of Isaac, which is another indie, which is like a roguelike, Zelda-like. It's like a Zelda meets a roguelike. So the each level that you go through is, the map is randomly generated, and you're fighting all these different things, and it's got, I can't remember how many endings. It's like something like 14 different endings or something crazy like that. But that game is sort of designed to play over and over and over again. And you die, you start from the beginning, but you continue to unlock more stuff. So in that case, I think it's a little bit more reasonable because the game is really all about playing over and over and over again. So yeah, I think end of the day, I think the type of game will sort of depends on how well I like the idea of multiple endings, and also how they treat it, whether or not it plays into the rest of the game. So that's sort of my take on it.